disabled veteran pushing for change after her handicap van was towed from a parking spot at Orlando International Airport. Sylvia Longmire says there were no accessible van spaces that day, so she had to park in 2 standard parking spots. Well, she needs the extra room so she can get her wheelchair down off of her vehicle. Well, after her trip, she came back to find her van had been towed. Took several hours and a $50 towing fee to get the van back. Now she is supporting a bill in Tallahassee that would allow for vehicles who have disabled parking permits to occupy more than 1 space. Now, the airport did issue a statement following this, saying they are instructing parking staff to be more aware of handicapped vehicles, and you can see the statement there. Sylvia is joining us this morning to talk more about this and her life as someone on 2 wheels. Great to see you, Sylvia.
Good to see you.
I always love when you come to visit us, and not your first time being here, so thank you for coming back. When this first happened to you, take me back, because just so our viewers understand, you are a travel queen. That is one of the things you do. You travel a lot. You have been to nearly 60 countries.
Yep.
How many states have you been to?
All 50.
All 50
All 50 states, yeah.
So just to give people an idea how much time you spend at the airport, right? And this is something that had never happened to you before.
No, and more often than not, I can't find an accessible parking space. So I've occupied 2 spaces at the airport, in parking lots for restaurants and the mall. So this is the first time it's happened. So I guess I can consider myself lucky. But it's a challenge to find an open parking space for my wheelchair van.
Well, this was a nightmare situation. You get back from a trip and you go to your vehicle, assuming it's going to be there. No one had contacted you, I assume, while you were gone to tell you it had been towed?
No.
So you get to the spot where it's supposed to be. I can't imagine. Your heart must have just sank.
It was a panic situation because the availability of wheelchair accessible taxis in Orlando is very limited. So even if I had to wait till the next day to get my van, I would have no way to get home because I can't get my wheelchair into a regular vehicle. So not knowing where it is, it was definitely an anxiety-inducing moment.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine. So at this point, you finally get your van back.
Yep.
What then motivated you to do more to make change happen for other people like you?
Sure. Well, my mission as an accessible travel writer is to make travel easier for wheelchair users and people with disabilities. So when bad things happen to me when I'm traveling around the world, I try to prevent those things from happening to other people by sharing information. So this was a natural fit. Like, what can I do? Who can I work with to make sure that this doesn't happen to somebody else and codify it into law?
Back in December, you had reached out to me about the situation that was going on in Mount Dora, where Mount Dora police were confiscating handicap passes from people who weren't really handicapped or weren't disabled and didn't need those passes, right? They were either expired or counterfeit. When you see stories like that, and I appreciate you reaching out to me to tell me what had happened to you, what goes through your mind?
Well, there are people out there that take advantage. I mean, this happens across the board in a variety of different circumstances. And that's unfortunate because it makes us look bad, and it gives the public, some members of the public, the impression that maybe we're entitled to special treatment because we're taking up 2 spaces. Like, I'm not preventing my car from getting keyed. Like, it's a safety issue. I'm trying to safely get in and out of my van. So it's unfortunate that things like that happen that take away from the message that we're trying to get about just simple accessibility.
You reached out to some of our state legislators in Tallahassee. You went to Tallahassee, and I saw the photo of you with Representative Rachel Plakin. Tell me about those conversations with her and how you were hoping to move this forward.
Sure. It's very intimidating to reach out to an elected official, even though they work for us, right? We put them in the office. And I said, what do I have to lose here? Let me bring up the issue. She was very welcoming toward it, and we worked together to craft this line amendment based on existing legislation in other states. And the fact that it was a very bipartisan issue. It made common sense, and the fact that it was adopted unanimously by a bipartisan Commerce Committee was very encouraging to see. Hopefully we can spread this across the country to other states.
So now what? What happens now? What is the next step in this?
There are several other committees it has to go through. It's attached to a transportation bill that is likely to pass, and Representative Plakin said she wanted me to come back up to Tallahassee for when that transportation bill goes to vote, and hopefully it will pass, and we'll get that codified into law. And then I have the information available for other people in other states if they want to do the same thing and reach out to their representatives and continue to make positive change happen for wheelchair users and people with disabilities everywhere.
You're such a mover and a shaker. What inspires you to keep pushing forward and to making change and to help and sort of pave the way for others?
I've had multiple sclerosis for over 20 years. It's progressive disease. I don't know if I will be able to get out of bed in 5 years, 10 years. I have no idea. So I'm trying to do as much as I can with the energy that I have while I have it, just to make things easier for others. I'm a service-disabled Air Force veteran, so I'm used to living a life of service, and if this is how I can help, then I'm more than willing to do it.
You are just an incredible human, and I'm so glad you're back. And congratulations on pushing this forward. Sylvia, how can our viewers follow and find you?
You can find me at my blog at www.spintheglobe.net. And under there, I have a tab called Advocacy that has all the information you need to do this in other states and just find out more about accessible travel.
You are incredible. God bless you. Sylvia Longmire, thank you so much for taking the time
Thanks
to talk
for
to
having
us
me.
and our viewers this morning. Isn't she an inspiration? God bless her. We're going to be back right after this quick break. Don't go away.